Do we have audio? Am I on? Do I have to take two? Do I have to start this over? This is the problem with live TV. Have live radio, live podcast. We're live. Are we good? Are we good now? We're good. This is crazy. I think it was my mic. Quite possibly I had to unplug that one. You know what? Blame it on the baby. Blame it on the baby. Don't blame it on the goose. We're not singing a song here. Blame it on the baby. Sure, why not? I'm not gonna blame it on the baby. I don't know what's going on, but we're back. I am feeling kind of upset that just happened, but yeah, I think we're back. We're here. I probably lost the first couple of minutes. No, we're not going to edit it. We're going to keep on going because that's what we do. We're not professionals, but we love to talk sports, and I'm gonna keep it moving. Yankees 56-20, plus 151 run differential. They're first in home runs, first in RBI, first in runs scored. That's just hitting. Let's talk about that pitching. First in ERAs, ERA, not plural. As a team, 2.92 ERA. Like I was saying, I was kind of scared, kind of skeptical about how this may go, because you can start off at the top and work and keep on going, but the Yankees have a lot of games where they're playing from behind, and yeah, I'm kind of upset now because I kind of want to start over. I'm not going to start over. I'm in a celebratory mood, being the 4th of July weekend. I did a whole spill. But nobody heard it. I guess, practice makes better, as they say, right? The Yankees got a problem on their hands, though, coming up. Well, right now, as you can see, if you're watching the Yankees-Astros game, the Astros being number 2 in the power rankings, they struggle. The Astros are their kryptonite. No, it's not the Red Sox, it's not the Blue Jays, not the Rays. It is, man. It is the Houston Astros, unfortunately. It's crazy because for years, you can believe that the Astros cheated their way to their title, their one title. And obviously they eliminated the Yankees a couple times out the way heading to the World Series. But there's no telling what why. Why are the Astros, and I'll get to them why the Astros are that good. You can say weak division, you can say a little bit older, but they play very well against the top tier teams. So that's kind of hard to say that they don't, So what else we got? What's going on, Lionel? No, we're not going to lose any more audio. I think we're on board here. We got that's live TV, live podcasting, live radio, live. Things are going to happen. And I apologize for the 2 of you that are watching at the beginning. Continue to watch, continue to share. Thank you for being here. Our Pride and Passion Baseball Talk Thursday. Real quickly, the Yankees got to have an issue. Aroldis Chapman comes out the DL tomorrow. Sorry. The IL, the injured list. Can't say the disabled list anymore for canceling culture, canceling America. They have a new closer. His name is Clay Holmes. 4-0, 0.49 ERA, 13 saves since Chapman been out. I don't even think Chapman was hurt. I think they just sent him away to kind of fix what was wrong. But as they say, if it's not wrong, why fix it? So that's kind of tough. What's going on, Marcus? I think we're finally on board and doing what we got to do. Yankees and Astros. I do believe that'll be the last 2 teams standing in the American League Championship Series. So there's not to neglect the other teams, but those are the 2 best teams playing baseball right now. Best, yes, maybe not the hottest, and I'll get to the hottest teams at the moment. But the Astros, 47-27. That's was expecting some type of downfall. Was expecting the Angels to come back up. The Rangers, after all the money they spent in the offseason on Simeon, who's having a horrible year so far, and Corey Seager, who's having a good year for the Texas Rangers. We could talk sports across the board, and I've always had the issue with you pay the guy after they perform, and then they're content. and they just live off their money, and they do what they got to do. But it kind of sucks. But speaking of money, Aaron Judge is going to be a free agent after this season. He could quite possibly be the top. Oh, stop! Cy Young sale hasn't been back in 8 years. Knock it off, Red Sox fans. I tell you, nobody's more delusional than anybody in New England. Anybody, everybody, anybody. I guess they both work, right? They both work. Anybody, everybody. You know, Judge is not going to LA. They don't have the money. Not out there. But that's fine. Let's stay on course here. The Astros, Justin Verlander is I believe, the Major League's only 10-win pitcher, which is crazy, given his last 2 seasons dealing with Tommy John, dealing with various injuries, taking time off. 10-3, 2.03 ERA, 90 strikeouts. That is amazing. That is amazing. You can't say he ain't going anywhere but New York, because Aaron Judge may go to the Mets. You never know. So can't really rule that out as well. I don't really rule out anything when it comes to baseball. Speaking of the Mets, let's continue on. Right now they're in third, which is crazy because they had a surge. They, with all their injuries and all the people that's the surge of the Phillies and the Braves behind them, they're still holding on strong. They're still holding Atlanta off. I believe they're 3 games up on Atlanta. Jacob deGrom is expected to do a rehab stint. So they might get him back sooner than later. I expect him to be back right after the All-Star break, along with Max Scherzer. And with the Mets haven't fallen completely off, or haven't fallen off at all, let's be honest. They're holding their own in the National League East, and I'm kind of surprised by it, because I did expect, once that pitching arms fell off, at the Mets were going to falter. But they got players like Pete Alonso, 22 home runs, 69 RBIs. They're doing the darn thing, I should say, right? That's how they say it, darn thing. What do we got? Let's go to number 4. The highest salary in the major leagues, the Los Angeles Dodgers, not of Anaheim. I believe I renamed it to Los Angeles Dodgers of Hollywood, or Orange County. I don't know. I think Jimmy's supposed to come up with the nickname, but they're at 46-28. They've been battling back and forth with the fifth team there, as you can see, with where are we at? With the San Diego Padres. Yes. And guess what? They play each other this weekend. So expect those teams to possibly, go one to the other. Who knows? 5-6, 4-5, 4-5-6. Who knows? The Giants may come back up. There's really no telling. The Padres has been dealing with injuries. Padres been dealing with Manny Machado being out a couple of days, or about a week or so. He should be back dressed tonight or this weekend. He'll be a welcome addition back to the Padres lineup. But speaking of injuries, the Dodgers just lost their main setup man, Daniel Hudson, to an ACL tear, which is crazy, right? Tear your ACL. Not usually. Pitchers usually don't tear that in baseball, but that just happened. He's going to be out the remainder of the season, quite possibly. Walker Buehler and Blake Trinan also as well, suffering long-term arm issues. There's no telling when those 2 guys are going to be back. So, yeah, there's a disparity in baseball where the divisions. If you ask me, I will remove the Giants and Guardians, but that will only throw up maybe the Brewers and Cardinals, which is they're in the same division. But nobody's asking me. I'm just saying that's just me, and I'll get to that here in a second. Little Fernando Tatis news. He is progressing in rehab finally. But originally they had him coming back at the beginning of June. Now they're looking at the beginning of August. So as long as the Padres are still in the playoff hunt, I do believe that they can compete. I know the pitching has been above average with Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, and Lauer. Matt Lauer? No, Matt Lauer is the guy from Today's Show. Lauer. Where's my statistician at? What's Lauer's first name? Eric Lauer, I believe. He's been a good pitcher holding up. And no, he pitched for the Brewers. I'm all over the place right now. See, I hate being wrong. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you that right now. I hate being wrong, especially when it comes that I've seen not facts, right? If I'm wrong. So yeah, I always want to make sure I'm right. I never want to lead anybody astray. I never just want to talk out the side of my neck, as they say, unless I'm talking mess about the Boston Red Sox or anything Boston or the Dallas Cowboys. But let's focus on baseball. Let's focus on baseball. Let's go to 6. 6, we got the Atlanta Braves. Well, real quick, let's back it up just 1 second. The Dodgers and Padres, they play each other this weekend. Big series. But schedule says a lot. Let's see where these two teams stay. The Padres got Seattle, Giants, Colorado, Arizona before the All-Star break. 4 series left. The Dodgers got Rockies, Cubs, Cardinals, and Angels. A little bit harder. Just a little bit. So let's see who stays the top of the National League West by the All-Star break. We're also expecting Mookie Betts to be out prior to the All-Star break. When he returns, they're looking at moving him to the DH spot due to his fractured ribs. So they don't want to push him more than he needs to, but they do expect him back and swinging the bat when need be. You know, with the DH has been a blessing to a lot of these National League teams. So that is huge when it comes to the National League getting injured players in. Bryce Harper was playing, DH for a while because of his elbow. Then he got hit again. Now he needs surgery. I gotta thank my brothers for a Father's Day gift. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, gotta rep my squads at all times. So that was another cheap plug there for the All Sports Matters podcast. Tune in tomorrow for that. Let's move on. The Atlanta Braves, once considered to be the hottest thing around. I would say that they kind of fell back to normal, but they're still 3 games back, which is good considering how they were double digits. They went 17 straight? No, sorry, 14-game winning streak. 14-game winning streak, and they played 17 straight. No days off. No days off Atlanta before the All-Star break, which is going to be huge. That is going to be huge because, you want those days off to stretch out the pitching squad, the pitching rotation. Acuna, who's been battling injuries, who was just in a walking boot just last week. But he's obviously getting healthier, but he's still battling nagging injuries. They say, yes, 21-5 in June. Very respectable. No doubt that they're hot. They just lost Kenley Jensen for a couple weeks. Irregular heartbeat. That's going to set them back a little bit down in the dugout. In the bullpen, In the bullpen. Now they have to go with what are we looking at? They have to go with AJ Minter and Will Smith. So they'll rotate that and see where we're at. Let's where am I at? Let's go let's go like that for right now. I think everybody can see it by now. Everybody should look at me for a little bit. Let me be full of myself, even if it is for a couple of minutes. I had to do this because I didn't want anybody to see the names of the Boston Red Sox. I didn't want to do it. But no. Before we got the Sox, we got the Blue Jays, which is fine. I believe the Red Sox and Blue Jays gonna go, they're gonna go neck and neck the rest of the season. If you guys are tuning in if you're into watch the games, you tune into where baseball was, the highlights, either MLB or ESPN. These two they're getting heated up. Boston and Toronto's getting heated up right now. Neither team likes each other. I don't blame them. They're throwing at Vladimir Guerrero. Boston is getting upset that Blue Jays is also heating up as well. And it's crazy because I think I wrote it down here. Or did I? Yeah, 26 in June for the Red Sox. 20-6, and they only picked up a half a game to the Yankees, which is crazy. It's unheard of. Whether you're a Yankees fan or not, you have to respect that. Those are teams that are hard to catch up. And I'm gonna get to the playoff standings here in a second. I just want to close out the power rankings. But Blue Jays quite possibly, got the best catcher in the game, Alejandro Kirk. If you never heard of him, look him up. Alejandro Kirk has been heating up, quite possibly the best hitting catcher in the game right now. Not really for power, but 66 hits, 11 doubles, 31 RBIs, 321 batting average. So you got to respect the numbers. Numbers don't lie. So you got to – that was almost a home run. Forgive me, I'm watching the Yankees-Astros games while we talk. Big one-game series here. It was a rain out from earlier in the season. Astros up 2-1. For some reason, the Yankees can't beat the Astros straight up. It's either a last inning victory or it's a close victory. It's not the way everybody else has been, calm down. First off, we didn't do anything. You didn't jump from fourth to second in the AL East, okay? You just stood there with your little squeaky mice and just rooted for your team to do better. And they have. Red Sox have done a whole lot better. And you know what? I'm going to throw, again, numbers don't lie. And Xander Bogaerts, 89 hits, 21 doubles, 326 batting average. Rafael Devers, 98 hits, 26 doubles, 328 batting average. And JD Martinez, 81 hits, 24 doubles, 313 batting average. That's amazing. I'll say that. And I usually don't say amazing, and I still won't. I can't say their name and amazing in the same sentence. But as those players are playing phenomenal, they're hitting amazingly. And yes, Chris Sale does come back. And nobody talking about Chris Story. He had one good week. One good week. Trevor Story had one good week. Okay. Chris Sale does come back though. I don't think he'll ever return to Cy Young form, but can he get 5 innings of quality innings? So we'll see. We'll see how the Red Sox do. But the projection is they will play the Toronto Blue Jays in the first round of the playoffs. That's another reason why to watch this heated rivalry heat up right before our eyes. It wasn't a rivalry before, but it will be this year considering the playoffs are now more open and 3 will play 6 and 4 will play 5. And the Red Sox and Blue Jays, I believe, will be 4 and 5. It all depends on who's going to have the better record to be the home field advantage of those playoffs. So I'm going to pause here quickly because I kind of long-winded with the rankings, but that's okay because these are the teams that deserve to be talked about. Major League Baseball has the Giants and Guardians 9th and 10th. That's the one you see before you. ESPN has the Cardinals and Brewers 9 and 10. So that is something to look forward to. The National League Central, I believe, I told you from day one, is only a 2-team race, and it will continue to be a 2-team race. And let's get to the playoff projections. Let's do what's this? The American League, obviously. On top, best record in baseball once again is the New York Yankees. I won't talk much about it. Let's talk about the races that not races don't matter. I would say the races that matter because that's unfair to the Red Sox, Blue Jays, and the Rays, who are still holding on strong. That's not my fault that they're looking up at the Yankees. Why you get mad at me? Yeah, that's about races that matter. That's about the Central. Just real quickly. The Twins and Guardians. Twins at 43 and 36. The Guardians came out of nowhere. I want to give them a little bit of prop, even though a lot of news outlets have. ESPN got the Guardians, even with this record, at like 12 and 13 team rankings, which is kind of unfair. Honestly, they even got the Rays ahead of them, but that's okay. the Twins are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Sonny Gray is finally getting healthy. Byron Buxton is finally getting healthy. So they made some moves in the off season, adding Gary Sanchez, adding Gio Urshela, Carlos Correa, obviously, Mitch Carver, catching. The Twins have talent. It's going to be hard. I think they should probably trade for a pitcher too. Look out for, I'll say, like a Frankie Montes out of Oakland. That's an intriguing name to look forward to. Luis Castillo of Cincinnati. These are pitchers who don't need to be in their losing squads. I expect them to be picked up before the trade deadline. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, we can go back to the four-headed monster that is the American League East. I didn't take offense, but Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, made a comment the other day that said their division is the best in baseball. Any given night, they're playing within the division, and it's a battle. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. Isn't that every team is playing within a division and it's a battle? Let me tell you something. The best team in baseball in June is the Baltimore Orioles, and they're in last place in the American League East. That's crazy to me. I think they finished 21-5 going into tonight. I don't know if they got a game tonight, but crazy. To me, our last place team is better than a lot of teams in a division. Of course, you play within your division. Come on, Dave Roberts, you got to do better. The season started. You put money on yourself. I think you're supposed to. I don't think you should say it, but I don't think you're supposed to say it. And Dave Roberts is talking more than he should. And I got nothing against Dave Roberts. No, let me take that back. I do got something against Dave Roberts. Ever since he stole that base in the 2001 World Series, and he was with the Arizona Diamondbacks, he wasn't even good enough. All he was good enough was the pinch run. He stole the base. Luis Gonzalez hit the blooper. Dave Roberts scored the run. Diamondbacks win Game 7. Yeah, I do have something against Dave Roberts. All that just came to me. I didn't write that down. I got on the truth. But, yeah, I do have something against Dave Roberts. Now I know why I have animosity. It just came to me. Like PTSD. Boom. 2001, which to me, I keep saying over and over again, 2001 World Series is quite possibly the best World Series in the history of baseball. And he did not, the Yankees did not win. Yeah, I believe he did, but nobody cares about the Red Sox. Moving on. So, we got Yankees, Red Sox, Blue Jays, and the Devil Rays. There's no longer the Devil Rays. There's just the Rays. I get it. You want to be politically correct, whatever. That division's going to be tough. The Blue Jays got a rough road ahead of them. 4 games with the Red Sox, 4 games with the Rays. So we'll see what kind of moxie, I guess, the Blue Jays got. And they're getting better. They're getting healthier. Guerrero's coming back. He's hitting a lot better. I got Guerrero 9 home runs in the month of June. Puts him at 18. So imagine the season started, which it did in April. May, he had 9 home runs. Now, I'm not going to salt anybody's intelligence, but Boston, 9 plus 9 is 18. Okay? So he has just as many home runs in June as he has the entire beginning of the season. Okay? I am not assaulting intelligence. I'm trying to help you just a little bit. All right? We're going to move on to the National League. Oh, before I do that, I forgot. For those of you that don't know or hasn't followed, or Major League Baseball's changed. Now is 6 teams this year going into the playoffs. The top 2 teams, we assume, will be the Yankees and Astros will have byes, correct? At the season ended today. Let's assume that. The Minnesota Twins will have the 3rd seed. They will play the 6th seed, which right now is the Tampa Bay Rays. Okay? Red Sox will play the Blue Jays. Cool. Now, there is no reseeding in these playoffs. The winner of 4 and 5 will play the number 1 seed, and the winner of 3 and 6 play the 2nd seed. So just to let you know how important These games are, yes, it's a long season. I get it, 162 games. Okay, so you go. I'm expecting the Guardians to make a push. I'm hoping Texas make. I just don't want Houston to waltz their way into the playoffs like they always do. Something out west has to give. It's like all these years in the Patriots. Never mind. You guys get it. You got to have a little bit of competition. But above all, you got to have a little bit of fun, with me especially, because I'm going to talk mess. That is your American League standings, your playoff standings, not your standings, your playoff standings. Important because I'm focusing on the playoffs moving forward. July 1st is tomorrow, folks, which means we're about 30 days, I believe, for the trade deadline. So this next month is going to determine a lot of teams making moves. And last year, if you guys recall, that was huge for the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta Braves was mediocre, made the right trades at the deadline. So they picked up, Jorge Soler, Rosario. I think they picked up Duvall, if I'm mistaken. They also picked up a couple of pitchers as well. So let's move on. The trade deadline, I believe, is 30 July. So it doesn't matter. So so it'll probably be the 29th. So you're right. If Fleck SummerSlam is, somebody post that up there. Fleck, type that up. The trade deadline. I actually want to know. It's usually that Thursday. So if the 27th to 28th, that's my guess. July 28th is my guess as the trade deadline. Because somebody prove me wrong or right. Please look that up. Post it in the comments. I hate throwing information out there, and it may or may not be true. Just prove me right. August 2nd. They got moved this year. Oh, duh. Because of the freaking strike. That makes sense, right? It got moved. Originally, it was the 28th. It got moved to that following Tuesday. Nah, maybe. The following week. I just say the following week. Obviously, I don't know the calendar at the top of my head. It got moved to the following week because of the first 2 weeks of the season being not played. So that kind of makes sense. So this is a little bit weird. Okay, yeah, Tuesday. See, I'm right. I'm right without even trying to be right. The National League standings, here we are. The Mets are on top. Milwaukee's in the Central, and the Dodgers ahead. Now, all these races are close. Real close. Okay? The Dodgers are only like a game and a half ahead of the Padres. Milwaukee's like a game and a half ahead of the Cardinals, and the Mets are 3 games ahead of the Braves. This is going to be an intriguing series going down. Matchups, the pennant, as he said, the pennant chase. It's great. I love baseball. As long as pennant chases is not wrapped up come the end of July, August, September makes for great baseball. Great baseball as you end the end of the summer. The kids go back to school, and you get ready for the postseason. I always believe October was like the best month of sports because you got our 4 sports going in October. You got the playoffs, you got the NFL, Major League playoffs, the NFL, hockey, and NBA starts at the end of the month. October, best month is for sports. Let's go. Yeah. So again, your 3 wild cards: the Padres, the Braves, the Cardinals. And it's crazy to believe that at 40 and 34 right now, the Giants would not make the playoffs. They've been that good. They're just not good enough. They need to get it together. They want to compete. I believe they're going to need a pitcher or two because their pitching has been abysmal as of late. The Phillies are doing very well for themselves. That they made the managerial change and getting rid of Joe Girardi. It worked for the Yankees back then when they went from Girardi to Aaron Boone. So it might work for Philadelphia. And I think they scored a 7-run second inning earlier. I'm not mistaken. Fleck, can you check that for me, please? Phillies, I believe they scored 7 runs on the Braves. Put that on the board. So Padres, Braves, Cardinals, Giants, and I think Philadelphia have an outside shot. And those we're being unbiased here, Fleck. Why can't we do that? See, Yeah, come on. I'm not being biased. I'm just reporting the news. 7-run second inning, Philadelphia. Put that on the board. I just need confirmation on that. And these are your playoff standings. Now, let's talk about, I did say I was going to talk about it briefly. We got a little bit of time. Let's start with your current reigning, defending. Thank you. 12-4. Geez, 12 runs. That I didn't see coming. Shohei Ohtani. Oh, my God. Like, what has this guy not done? What hasn't he done? He is the current American League MVP. Love it. I love it. And he's doing almost the same thing this year. I'm gonna go to the clip notes. I know we only got about 20 minutes. Where are we at? Shohei, 75 hits, 49 RBIs, 265 batting average. He only has a 7-4 wins and loss as a pitcher, but that's okay because if you remember correctly, Randy Johnson, I think, won it at 13-13. Jacob deGrom won it at 13-11, something like that. But this is not their fault. It's their team can't score when these guys are pitching. And Ohtani has not allowed a run in 3 straight starts. So he once again is putting his hat in the ring for MVP. Now, obviously, if you pitch and you hit the way he does, nothing says more valuable than that. Devers, 98 hits, 26 doubles, 17 home runs, 45 RBIs, 328 batting average. Not bad at all. I think the only reason he may not get consideration is because he has to battle within his own team who's the better player between Bogaerts, Martinez, who's all doing very well. So, hey, that's a thing. I'm telling you. You may not ever vote for MVP, but it's a thing. When you got other players that are just as good on your own team, it hurts you to be the MVP because you're not the most valuable player on your team. So that's not being hateful. I'm just speaking facts because you have to be most valuable player. But you got to win, though. And I feel bad for Shohei because he's putting winning performances. His partner in crime, and I'm put it right here, Mike Trout, is putting up winning performances. And the Angels are just not good. I don't know what's going on with the Angels. I'm disappointed. I'm hoping this fight that they just had lit a fire up their ass. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to end for decades. This team has been built to win preseason. The bell starts and they're nowhere to be found. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm hoping Phil Nevin, which he probably may not be the right guy for that job, but Trout and Shohei are two players who they have MVP numbers, and Trout is a lesser of them, but 70 hits, 23 home runs, 47 RBIs, and batting .285. It's not a Trout year. Losing Rendon on that squad probably hurt him as far as getting runners on base. Maybe Rendon should be smarter than swinging his club. I don't know if you guys saw the video. He's out there swinging he's in a cast swinging. I don't get it. I don't get these people. I really don't. Where are we at? Jordan Alvarez. Yes. 75 hits, 23 home runs, 56 RBIs, batting .316. He has been leading. He's been pulling the Astros. Now the Astros obviously got Altuve. Bregman's not having that good of a year this year, but Altuve, that little sucker, the Yankee killer, the lone Yankee killer. He's doing it. But those are MVP numbers. But I think the top two, who will come 1 and 2, they'll be right here. I'm gonna start with who's gonna come in second, and for me, it would be Jose Ramirez. if you look at what the Guardians are doing, they shouldn't be there. They have young talent. You know, they got Jimenez, they got Rosario, they got Straw, they got Stephen Kwan. They got talent, but not of a caliber to contend. And then you put them all around Jose Ramirez, who just year after year is top 5, top 3 in MVP. And Ramirez, 79 hits, 25 doubles, 63 RBIs, batting 297. That is good. It's great. He always putting up great numbers. He just signed a large extension to stay in the Guardians. I got to say with emphasis because I'm not used to saying it. Maybe Wild Thing is not used to saying it either. But the Guardians, no longer the Indians. No longer Chief Wahoo. I don't get it. But they're going to need more than just Jose Ramirez if they're going to overtake the Twins. And they did for about a week, about a few days, a couple weeks ago, about a few days. They won 11 out of 13. They overtook first place. Then they turned around and lost 6 out of 8. It's about consistency. That's fine. You can have a hot month, but how about a hot season? And they're going to have to do a lot better in a weaker division if they want a playoff spot. And I believe, hands down, the MVP favorite right now is Aaron Judge. 82 hits, 29 home runs, 59 RBIs, batting 290, and 62 runs, which surprisingly leads the major leagues, which is crazy. So between his walks and his home runs, he's obviously doing it. So, you know, these are your American League contenders. Obviously, it could change and go up. You can add a few more. The Red Sox can add a Bogarts depending on how they do by the All-Star break. Devers might come out of there. You never know. But these are your favorites. If there's somebody that I missed, I believe, to put in the comments or text me or write me, and I will look them up and give them credit in due time. But I believe these are the 6 favorites. I'll only start the American League due to time. Maybe next week or the week after, I will do the National League prior to the All-Star break. So let's what do we got left here? Let's talk about the players of the week. Players of the week, obviously, of last week, I'm going to start with the American League. Isaac Paredes. I saw him myself a few games. This kid destroyed the ball against the Yankees. Batted .579, 5 home runs, 9 RBIs, 28 total bases. That amazing week. You know, granted, they lost the series to the Yankees, but this is a individual accomplishment. And Isaac Paredes. I'm gonna say it in Spanish because I can't Americanize it. Paredes. Fun fact: he was just given away by the Tigers, who traded for Austin Meadows. It was for cash considerations, and then later on, they said, you know what, just take this kid off our hands. And Tampa Bay probably snickered, laughed under their breath, and said, sure. And kid's a stud. Good job, Tigers. Not. Where's Markeith Persons? I think he's my only Detroit Tigers fan that I know. Yeah. They wasted Miguel Cabrera's career. Let's go to the National League. Drama with Freddie Freeman this weekend, right? Freddie Freeman, let's start with last week and then I'll get to the weekend. Last week, he batted .440, just 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, 2 doubles. He had an .840 slugging percentage. I'm guessing it was a down week for the National League because he was chosen. I didn't choose him. Major League Baseball chose him as the player of the week. But little newsworthy. He fired his representation this weekend. He allegedly found out that his agent withheld the last contract offer the Braves gave him. And he deemed it worthy enough to not go to LA and stay in Atlanta for the rest of his career. That's probably why he was emotional all weekend. He didn't know this. He just found out this past weekend that it was a thing that his manager, his agent decided for more money, or just a little bit more money than Atlanta was offering to go to LA. Obviously, not a bad move to go to a ready-made team like the Dodgers, but at this point, I don't know how contracts works between players and agents, but he already signed a contract. He signed it for 6 years. We're assuming he's going to retire after these 6 years. I will fire my agent just so I don't have to pay him. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, why do I need an agent once I got my last contract? Like, I'll give them a signing bonus, and they'll be like, hey, I don't need your services anymore. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm not going to presume to believe that I know. But Freddie Freeman was choked up. He was emotional. He was hurt all weekend. Then he turned around and beat the Atlanta Braves 2-3 games. So it was pure earning. It was so there we go. He already got it. So what do you need the agent for? I don't think he got it all up front because you know why? Because Freddie Freeman doesn't get it all up front. You know, it goes through. It gets prorated. That's my belief. You know, that's just me. I don't think anybody, an agent, finance manager, chef. Hell, Lamar Jackson had his mom for a little bit representing. My mom shouldn't get all the money up front. I don't know. I'm just saying. So he gets whatever, but I think it's like when you upgrade your phone, you got to pay it out for like 36 months or something like that. It's whatever, you know. But it was an emotional weekend for Sir Freddie Freeman, and yeah, that happened. Speaking of emotional, Zack Greinke just started his 500 Major League start last week. I think is more about longevity. Well, you're 38 years old up. So you're pitching the major leagues for 17 seasons. I think I wrote it down. 19 seasons, excuse me. 19 seasons. So it is about longevity. It's about a few numbers when it comes to Zack Greinke. 48th major league pitcher ever. 48, just 48. We're talking about thousands of pitchers. So 48. He's the only active. Okay, he's the only active pitcher to have started his 500 major league start. So, you know what? Isn't it Bobby Bonilla Day? What, July 1st, right? Tomorrow. Isn't it July 1st? Look that up. Somebody look that up real quick. I believe tomorrow is Bobby Bonilla Day. I should have put him on my shirt. I failed. I failed you people. I failed. Bobby Bonilla Day. He gets $1.2 million every year for like 55 years for the rest of his life or something like that. That's crazy. Yeah. I believe it is Bobby Bonilla Day tomorrow. July 1st. See, God, I'm good without being good. See, man, my noggin. Now, quick story, which doesn't look good on Zack Greinke, but Zack Greinke's always been known to be weird. Zack Greinke's always been known to be, an asshole. Zack Greinke is always known to not get along with staff, teammates. And this just happened a couple of days ago. There was a teenage kid in the stands, Kauffman Stadium. I think that's the name of their stadium. I'm pretty sure they changed it by now. Somebody else bought it out. I want to say Kauffman because I'm old school. That's Kansas City Kauffman. Asked for his autograph. He said, "I've been a fan for Zack Greinke. This is the kid speaking." He said, "Can you sign it for me?" Zack Greinke grabs the ball. The kid says one more thing. I appreciate all you've done for this organization, I believe he said. And then Zack Greinke turns around and throws the ball into the stands. It's still Kauffman. See? Man, I'm that good. Hold on. Let me not get distracted. I could pat up myself on the back after the story. Zack Greinke, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You want to grab a teenage baseball and throw it into the stands laugh and walk off. He didn't even say nothing. He just shrugged. He said, I don't know the full story. I was trying to look it up. I think he said something, but it was like under his breath. But he was like, oh, well, and just walked off. Like, the way America is set up today, I'll be rich. Let a baseball player throw a baseball at somebody. I'm falling on the ground. I'm suing, emotional distress. I'm telling you, the way America is set up, I'm getting paid. You throw my baseball, I don't care. I might have paid $1.25 at Dollar General, because everybody knows that Dollar General or Family Dollar, Dollar General is no longer $1, it's $1.25 now, by the way. So I paid $1.25 for a baseball, but guess what? I'm about to get paid $1.25 for my baseball if you chuck it at somebody. And then I'm going to find it and say you hit somebody else on the head with my baseball, and then he's going to sue me, and I'm going to sue Zack Greinke. I'm just saying it's going to be a whole situation with the way America is set up these days. Zack Greinke, man, if I had a sound or if I had a button that says poop on you or whatever it may be, sir, poop on you. That's just, you just don't do that. You just walk past everybody else like they do it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's a donkey. Just walk past the fan. You don't want to sign it, just don't sign it. You don't have to sign anything. You don't have to take pictures. You don't have to sign. Just keep walking. Do what you got to do. That's insane to me. Man, you would think that's my story of the day, right? That's crazy. But yeah, let's try to talk about something more positive. Let's try to talk about something more positive, because this is just, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's really Zack Greinke. He might be the first Zack ever named that was born in the 70s, honestly. That's how much I don't like him. Like, Zack is not a name that was born, in the 70s. So Zachariah, whatever your real name is, shame on you. All right? Shame on you. The time for this story is June 8th, 2013. Where was I at? I was actually in Afghanistan. I can't talk much about it. I'm not going to tell you exactly where I was. Granted, that was so long ago. I'm not going to tell you what I was doing. Granted, I was watching a lot of baseball in June of 2013, but I was sitting probably at my desk. I had about 4 laptops up, watching sports all over. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. I have 4 computers, and I was on, at least 2 of them was on baseball. But specifically, June 8th, 2013 was a day that a pitcher by the name of Mark Appel was drafted. Apple. I'm going to say Apple. For the sake of conversation, I'm going to say Apple. I'll briefly go through the story. I got to backtrack it a little bit, because Mark Appel's story is not normal. Yes, he was drafted by the Astros in June 8th, 2013. But prior to that, he was originally drafted out of high school. Let's talk about 4 years before that, right? He was drafted by the Tigers out of high school. He said, no, Pops. No, he was smart. I'm not going to Detroit. Damn that. I will go to Stanford and pitch in college, which he did. He did. He got drafted. He went to Stanford, pitched 3 seasons. Word was he struggled his junior year a little bit after dominating his freshman and sophomore years. He stumbled a little bit junior year. I was reading it earlier. Drafted in 2012 after his 3rd year by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Man said, nope, not doing it. I'm not going to Pittsburgh. I'm going to pitch 1 more season for Stanford. The kid turned around, got his mechanics together. He bet on himself, right? He bet on himself. He became the number 1 pick of the draft. June 8, 2013 by the Astros. 2013 now. Follow me here. I can name you a whole bunch of players that have gone through Hall of Fame possible careers. I'm just going to name one. The number 2 pick was Chris Bryant. We all know he's a stud. There's a lot of people picked that year. Tim Anderson was picked, I think it was like in the mid-teens as well. Stud player, Apple. Obviously sent to single A, sent to the minors after being drafted, like all draftees are. This is not the NFL and NBA where you just get to play in the big leagues. You go to the minor leagues, you develop a little bit. Usually you don't see a 4-year college player in the majors, but you did this time. So 2013, for 2 seasons, he struggled with the Astros. The Astros like, yeah, we don't like this kid. So we're going to, baby AJ finally figured out that I'm in the room doing a podcast and he's banging on the door, which is appreciative. He's still alive. Appreciate that. And they traded him to the Phillies. He struggled in the minors, got cut in 2017. In 2018, he retired from baseball. Number 1 pick member, mind you, retired from baseball. 2018, returned to Philly in 2021. Philly said, you know, we'll give another shot. Go back to the minors. Struggled just a little bit, but worked his way back up. I'm saying all that for this. Just a few days ago, June 29, 2022, he finally made his big league debut. Finally. If that's not a story to tell you don't quit on your dreams, or not even if he quit or he has some personal issues going on. We don't know. It is never too late to live your dreams, guys. It's never too late. Don't ever give up. You'll never know. I may not ever play a Major League Baseball game, but I never knew at the age of 40, 41, and 42 that I will be doing a podcast about baseball. You know, and here I am. So no, this is not my dream. Talking about baseball is, you know, sometimes I want to be a baseball player. Sometimes I want to be a broadcaster, sportscaster, newscaster, whatever. But it was always baseball related. But yet here I am living out a dream. We all have multiple dreams. It's not just one, you know. But he is finally living out his dream. Good job to you, Mark Apple. I think we needed that, especially after hearing about Zach Greinke, donkey. But that is my show. I just want to say thank you to everybody that participated. Watch, please share. Go on your Facebook pages. Share now, share later, share always. We hope to see you guys tomorrow night for the All Sports Matter podcast. Yeah, I don't think we have an outro video. Well, we can just for the sake of you know, sports. I want to say thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you.
Have you seen anything like that?